Oh, she said not today. You have a nerve. That's right. She literally just ran on the side of her saddle like it was nothing. Girl Aisha at KGeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. We're now into episode 6, which I believe is called Udun, I think. I probably said that completely wrong. But anyhow, last episode, things were starting to really heat up towards the end. We see that the Númenóreans have set off towards Middle-earth, and this was after a little bit of tension in Númenor because not everyone there agrees with the idea of Númenor getting involved with Middle-earth again. There's definitely some turmoil even within Isildur's home. His sister doesn't believe this is the right path to go, even though she knows that's what her brothers wanted to do all this time. And we see that I keep calling him the Hand because I can't remember his name, but his son even tried to sabotage everything by setting a ship on fire, but things still went on as planned. But I have a feeling that things back in Númenor are probably not going to go so well with the Queen Regent being away. I think they're counting on potentially her not coming back, or when she does come back, she might find herself overthrown. Back in Middle-earth, we saw that things were pretty dire for Arondir and the people that were at the tower. Half of them decided to go and bend knee to Adar because they thought, hey, you know what? Sauron's going to wipe us all out anyways. This is our best chance. Well, half of them decided to stay back and fight, but they started to get less and less confident in their ability to actually do better because they discovered that Theo had found this sword, which is a very powerful and dark art type of sword, and he let everybody know that Adar is aware of the fact that he has it, so they know exactly how to find them, and they're not going to stop basically till they get it. So they're in a pretty precarious position because, as we've seen, there's only one way in or out of that tower, and those elves or those orcs, I should say, are probably going to be coming in that one bridge as the only way in. And then outside of that, we saw with Nori and her friend, he showed another display of magical power. It seemed to take a toll on him, and while he was healing, he accidentally hurt Nori. This seemed to really scare her, and I think it's because the two of them seemed to be building a rapport before this happened. And so now we'll see whether or not she continues to keep her distance or if he'll be able to repair that. But I definitely think that our friend is starting to come more and more into who he really is, or remember more of who he is now that he's had some more time since his initial crash. So I'm definitely hoping we can get some more out of him and get a better indication. Like, is he Sauron? Is he Gandalf? Who is this guy? Anyways, I'm ready to get into the episode, but before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I do reactions here to shows like this, so if you are interested in that, you'd like to see me do that, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you'll know when I do more uploads to this channel. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate you showing some love to the like button as well. And for those of you who've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Same for you. Please leave comments below and hit that like button as well. Wow, mixing 3 sentences at once, my brain. So anyways, with that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Oh, sir, I think a mani is definitely in order. Oh, they're also yellow. We should look into your diet too. There's a lot of orcs. There's a lot of orcs.
Frost and valor, till our feet flooded the dust.
I mean, I know that we're supposed to be roused to the whole orc cause here, but I'm afraid I just can't get behind it, and it's purely for pretty privilege. These guys are hideous.
Their numbers meager.
Oh, God.
Yet before this night is through,
But I'm proud of them, though, man. Like,
Some of us
prosthetics
will
department's
fall.
back. You better put a close-up on all our work, okay? Damn. I'm sorry, nobody's home. The tower is unoccupied. If you could just go ahead and turn around, that'd be excellent. Oh, who do we got over here? That's right, Arondir. High ground. I'm worried about Adar, though, because he'll be able to hear Arondir if none of the other ones can.
The elves here is Moonbull.
Yes, Father.
Told you. I told you Adar would hear him. You a hot mother. You know when you shoot the arrows like that, sir. You better stop with this stylistic sabotage. Oh, you didn't want to get out, did you? Awkward. All right, let's take out some of their numbers. Hey!
Father, you must move now!
Adar does not look worried, girl. He's like, I'm all right. I'm faster than all you bitches. Aaron, if you came up with this plan, you sexy muff. What? Shut up. Why are you shut your mouth and move?
Come on. We have to make ready the village.
And do you have to use your lanterns? Like, I know it's dark and stuff, but use the moon. I can't believe they stayed long enough to cheer. They really don't want to live, huh? That's why there's no black people in this town, because they would have been gone.
Is it visible to yours already?
Of course, I'm an elf.
Has been familiar now.
Key to the eyes of the elves.
Yes.
What is your rank?
Nothing. Horse mucker.
Stable sweep.
That's right.
I did not join this expedition to be humbled, Commander.
Oh, I know that. That's your problem.
You have the look of your father.
Haha.
I was always told I looked more like my mother.
Whatever. You look like your daddy. Deal with it. Ooh, that's cool. You know, sometimes I kind of long for old school maps. Like, obviously, digital maps have changed the world, but there's something about the look and feel of an old map and all the tools used to, like, look at it and navigate it. It's kind of cool.
No one must know. Not even you.
I agree. But that little right there still got some evil trickling in him. I can feel it. Theo's still on probation. Oh, y'all making traps. Y'all gonna have time for smithing? How far behind are these orcs?
We must draw the enemy in close.
Are they gonna come close after your first trap, though?
Do your part. And I swear to you, you shall see it rise again.
Oh, that's a
Do you believe it?
deep promise, sir.
Do you believe it?
God, really? But what else are we gonna say? I kind of like that he took point on that first attack, because I do think it helped them get a little courage.
Remember when I was little? When I used to have bad dreams?
Mm-hmm.
You remember what you used to say?
You're the son of the devil.
Are you ready?
No, God, no.
No.
It is a tradition among elves. Before the battle begins, plant one.
New life. In defiance of death.
He's like, sure. I never thought of it like that. They just gave us seeds to plant. It was weird. Will y'all just make out one time? Come on now. Somebody might die. Y'all just waiting like you got all the time in the world.
You and I.
Really?
And Theo.
Yeah, that kid. I love that. Yeah. And you have a kid too, right? Hey! Y'all been trying to get that kiss for 5 episodes now. Ooh, what a gorgeous shot. Y'all, cinematography, y'all haters need to stop, because this show is beautiful. It's too quiet. And I don't think these orcs are going to come in the way they did last time. They ain't going to let you sneak up on them twice. Those elf ears better work tonight, sir. That can't be all of them. They got to be coming from behind, too. Theo's like, that's enough for me. That's a lot of them. That's a lot. Where's Adar? Where is that ugly scar-faced son of a... Someone please look from behind. I just don't believe they're coming straight on. I just don't believe it. Bronwyn, get it together. Wow, was that even words or just grunts? All right, Bronwyn, you had one job. Literally one job. All right, maybe take his. Bye, sis. Good shot. Take the damn torch. Hurry up. That took y'all way too damn long. And you sacrificed poor sister girl there. And it's a ring of fire. A ring of fire. You heard about rings of power, but have you heard of rings of fire? Woo! You better go off, Erendir, but you better watch your back, because I feel like Adar's coming for your ass. Because he's the one person out of this group that can find your ass. I'm nervous. I can't see him, and I don't like it. He was in the thick of it last time. Oh, that's right. Y'all fight for your babies. Y'all gonna die, but fight for your babies. Freaking knew it. I freaking knew it. Damn, we're down in Archer, and there was only 2. Who has him? Ah! Okay, look, let's talk about it. Oh, jeez. Do not go combat. You cannot do hand-to-hand with him, Aaron, dear. Do not be there. Woo! Yeah, no, sir. Hand-to-hand is not the way to go with him. Okay, if anyone's gonna come, now's the time. We're losing the whole damn town. Aaron, dear, get out of the way. Come on, boo. That's right, you hold on to him like an annoying little... God, that sounded like it hurt. Oh, that hurt my back. Close your mouth. So disgusting. For real, he should be dying. He should be bleeding out right now. You don't just get stabbed in the eye and not bleed profusely. Oh, not an eye for an eye. His eyes are too beautiful. Don't you dare, you bastard. Don't you be jealous. Close your eyes, Aaron, dear. That won't help. Who saved you? Your boo thing! That's right, bro. Okay, you know what? You need to marry her. Why are we cheering? Why are we cheering? Did y'all clear? Okay, townspeople. Okay. That's right. You got that adrenaline in you. And it was like school time. I feel like there's more, though. That seemed too easy. I mean, it wasn't easy, but... Oh, there were humans.
Runway.
They chose to fight, though. That's who they sent for the most part, wasn't it? Handful of orcs and the rest were the humans.
Our own.
Well played, Adar.
Had to pay the toll.
Ah, it was the ones who said, okay. Shush. Shush and die now. Y'all don't even feel bad for them. Those are the volunteers. Now y'all know what will happen if you try to surrender now, okay? I knew it wasn't over. I knew it. I knew it. Get down, all of you. Get back in the house. What is your ass do? Get back in the house, Theo, you dummy. Oh, your mom's there. Never mind. Oh, damn. Bronwyn took one straight to the shoulder. Damn. I knew something was going to happen to her. I just felt it.
Hurry!
Yeah, let's heal the healer first, because otherwise you're all screwed. Is it poison? I hope that arrow's not poison. Look at them. Absolutely no torches. I fracking knew it. It's Adar with these bitches.
Help him first.
No, honey, you're the healer. Yeah, there's no helping him.
You have to stop the bleeding.
I don't think
Either you're gonna do this or I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Stop.
Just gonna have to get it together and listen to Mama, okay? And I'm sure you've seen your mama do it a few hundred times. Come on. Break the arrow. Gently. Sorry. I'd love to tell you this is not gonna hurt, but it's gonna. But you've been through childbirth. Just think of it like that.
The pressure on the wound.
Jesus. Good thing those seeds were around. They turned out to be super handy.
Now.
Could you suffer quietly? Hurry up, boy. We ain't got time.
Go on.
It's to save her life. Come on. I know, though. I wouldn't be able to do it to my mama. I'm sitting there yelling at him, but honestly, I probably wouldn't be able to do it to my mother. Just the thought of it makes me weak.
Mother! Wake up! Mother!
I think she just passed out. Y'all don't know CPR? You hear it? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. She's okay. It was a lot of pain, you know? She was just like, afterlife? No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. There he is. Okay. I feel better knowing what I can see him. You know what I'm saying? It's the devil you can't see. Now that I know where his ass is, I feel better. All right. Well, overseas army, if y'all could just step on it, that'd be great. Ooh, these horses look so pretty. The shot. This is reminiscent of Lord of the Rings, man. Riders of the Rohirrim coming back and stuff. Come on. Y'all, that is like a $100,000 shot right there. You had to know they were going to do that, right? Don't you speak Elvish to me, you bitch.
Why sacrifice their lives for such a little thing?
It's not little. And besides, they're all going to die anyways if I give it to you. Bringing Bronwyn back just to kill her now, that sucks. Does the boy know? I feel like he followed Arendir.
Wait!
Knew it.
It's under here.
Oh, we have company! Unfortunately, he got what he wanted first, so he's not gonna care. Oh, why y'all running now, bitches? I thought she was tough. It's frustrating because I know why he had to protect his mom, but if he had waited like 2 more minutes. Woo! Oh my God! Not a group! Not a group! What's the word of that Wyatt Garrett? You better sit down. Stomp on your ass while I trample their asses. Fresh wind. Oh, she said not today. You have a nerve. That's right. She literally just ran on the side of her saddle like it was nothing.
What's the move?
Bro, you don't have time to be saving people and also doing your job. You better get off his daddy. Sorry, we know his dad doesn't die here. Thanks, Hallbrand. That was hot.
Maktar, their commander.
Right there.
Both of us, yes.
You coward. But you got Galadriel on your ass now. There's something that girl can do is follow someone's ass. So good luck.
Commander of the Northern Armies.
That's right. Know her name. Theo got a crush. Yes, thank you. I think y'all need a spear for this guy because he's got a decent head start. Oh, the music. Oh, down this. Ooh. This is some exciting horseback riding. What did she just give her? She just put a high octane into her horse. Nitro boosted her horse. What? She's like, hey, Adon, right here, boo. Hey. Where's that spear? Hallbrand, come through. Come on, come through. Not the horse. Why does the horse always have to pay? I hope he's okay. Oh, thank God. You better stay in the dirt, bitch. That's right. Filthy hands off it.
You remember me?
Oh, y'all met? I had a feeling.
No.
Oh. Hurts even more, doesn't it? That's a mistake.
Elbrand, put it down.
You can poke him up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just poke him up a little. You can give his arms a few stabs. Maybe make sure he can never procreate. You know what I'm saying? He won't die immediately. Oh, look who's in chains now. Don't feel so good now, does it? That's what you get for trying to kill children.
Where is he? Where's Sauron?
I'm not telling. I don't think torturing him is going to work either, if that's where this came from, you know?
Devoted himself to healing Middle-earth, bringing its ruined lands together in perfect order.
Sure.
But try as you might. Something was missing.
Okay. Flashback.
No matter how much blood he spilt in its pursuit,
Sexy.
I sacrificed enough of my children for his aspirations.
Interesting.
I split him open. I killed Sauron.
I do not believe you.
Neither. Me neither.
You cannot believe an Uruk could do that.
No, just don't believe you did it.
I cannot believe that you are this army's only master.
My children have no master.
They are not children, they are slaves.
Period.
This land will be ours, then you will understand.
I gotta appreciate his optimism.
Your kind was a mistake. Made in mockery, which I vow to eradicate every last one of you. You shall be kept alive. So that one day, before I drive my dagger into your poisoned heart, I will whisper in your pikered ear that all your offspring are dead.
Wow, Galadriel. Wow, Galadriel. Does that sound like a hero's speech to you?
See, I'm not the only elf alive. It's being transformed by darkness.
Yep.
Perhaps your search for Morgoth's successor should have ended in your own mirror.
Damn! Oh!
You slavering
Galadriel.
This was an A and B conversation. Oh! She's a catty one. That was petty, Galadriel. That was petty.
Who are you?
Why do you need to know? Ooh, I don't like that interaction at all. Because that was not a question like, I want to get in your head. It was more of a question like, I think I remember you, and it's not a good thing.
Thank you for pulling me back.
Unless you pull me back first.
You guys could kill him together. It'd be a lovely bonding exercise.
I felt it too.
Oh. Galadriel's like, I got a little itch. I guess I need scratching, turns out. Okay. Y'all have feasts way too much for my liking. Oh, she's up and about.
This is Lord Halbrand.
Recognize it?
Is it true?
Maybe.
Are you the king we were promised?
One of them. Oh, wow. That went over like dead silence.
Yes.
And all y'all who went and joined that jerk Adar never got to see this. You like the sound of that, don't you, Halbrand? I got my eye on you, sir. Explain.
It's not just guilt, I feel. It's loss.
Loss.
Yeah. That thing branded me, man. Did you not see my arm? When did he swap that out? Sneaky little bastard. And why did no one even check that one time? That's on y'all. What did you do? It's about to flood the whole Southlands.
Just a scratch.
Yeah, the horse is like, let me go because I feel trouble coming.
You know his feelings.
No. He knows yours.
You think animals don't have feelings? Okay. It's a good thing you Numenorians can swim. The hell? Oh no. How many of y'all landlubbers can swim? See why you should have killed him? Told y'all. Oh, that's what they were building the trench for. Wow. But then where's this water gonna end up? I think that's gonna cause an explosion. What's up, Mordor? Welcome to life. Okay, y'all need to move if you can move, because that lava waits for no one. Oh, it's blocking out the sun. Damn it. Gee, will y'all run while y'all just standing there? Damn, Galadriel is pissed. You see her face? She's sitting there trying to square up to the mountain right now like they ain't some running and evacuating to do. Oh my God. Oh my. I didn't think the lava was gonna come that fast. Oh no, they're not gonna make it on foot, y'all. Yo, this vision. Nah, fam. Nah, fam. Nah, fam. Galadriel. Yo, I was not expecting all that. Galadriel is a G! And not just because her name starts with it. She just said, let the lava come, girl. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, guys, that was episode 6 of Rings of Power, and hot diggity damn, they made up for the kind of slower paced episodes in this one. Like, it was pretty much solid action from beginning to end. We had some pretty epic battle moments here, and wow. Okay, let's talk about the first battle between Erandir, the villagers, and the first wave of Adar's army, I guess we could call them. I really like that he set up a trap. Like, because at first I was thinking, like, it wouldn't be smart for them to stay in the tower because there's only one way in, one way out. Like, evacuation would be the best thing, even though, yes, of course, they could be followed. But I really like that he set up a really smart trap to take out at least some of them. Like, he knew it wasn't going to take them all out, but it would slow them down, and it also would take out a good chunk of them. And I kind of love the little, the back and forth play kind of between Adar and Erandir. Like, there was kind of a little cat and mouse game going on with them, right? Because that is the biggest advantage that the orcs have, is that Adar is an elf, right? He understands how elves think. He has the experience of how elves move. And like he said, when the other one's like, oh, there's no one here. And he's like, no, he's like, the elf is here. I can hear his moonwalk, right? I was like, yeah, he can hear. Like, he can hear, he can see. He's got those benefits that at least we can presume most of the orcs don't have. And obviously Erandir would know that. And he just still took his gamble and did the best that he could in that situation. And as I said in the episode, I really like that he kind of took the first hit, you know, because he basically did that on his own, right? Because he was pretty much the only person qualified to do it, because let's face it, most of the other villagers would not have been lithe enough or strong enough or coordinated enough to do what he did. However, all the same, I think, you know, they were all feeling a little panicked. We saw Bronwyn was definitely not feeling very confident last episode. So for him doing that and having that first trap go off successfully, I think it really emboldened them to feel like, okay, you know what? I mean, maybe we can do this. Like, maybe if we go with this smart, right? We can't necessarily fight hard, but we can fight smart. We might actually have a chance at this, right? So I think that was a really good plan. And then, of course, they got to the village and they had a few days, it looks like what they did worked, because it gave them at least, it looks like, a day or 2 days to prepare before the orcs ended up on their doorstep again. They set up another trap, but like I said, I knew from the get-go that I'm like, if Adar falls for the same thing twice, you know, as the expression goes, fool me once, shame on me. Oh, sorry, shame on you. Fool me twice. You know, you are just a fool at that point. So I had a feeling, especially when I saw that he wasn't with that first wave of orcs in the second battle, that there was no way that this was the only plan. I'm like, nah, there's no way they're walking in like this again. There is definitely going to be somebody from somewhere or coming from behind or something. And then we saw that really it was kind of like I expected. Adar sent in that first wave to essentially figure out whatever trap was set. They basically fell into it. He lost a lot of orcs, obviously, doing it, but it also had them thinking that they'd won. And then before we saw, the archers started coming in and the second wave came in, no torches. is able to crawl like little gremlins in the night and basically infiltrate. And of course, they were overtaken in no time because of course, the villagers kind of expended most of their energy on that first battle. And we saw, unfortunately, Bronwyn got hurt, and she had to, well, I should say Theo kind of had to step up, and good for him. You know, he really has come a long way since the first episode. And I like that he's being so honest with Arendir, which I'm going to come to in a bit. But anyway, he had to step up and help his mom, even though it was very grisly. And like I was saying in the episode, like I was yelling at him, but the truth be told, I would not. Like I'd be weak in the knees if I had to do that to my own mother. But again, if I had to save her life, I think I'd have to find the strength. But I like that she did come back, but we see that unfortunately, I knew that as soon as the orcs got in, the first thing they were going to do was hold either the boy hostage or her hostage, because they know that's what matters to Erandir. And he was right. Of course, that as soon as that happened, I mean, actually, Erandir probably would have sacrificed them, to be honest, but only because he's old and wise enough to know that giving him the sword was a bigger sacrifice than losing those two. But of course, I couldn't blame Theo in that moment, honestly. Like, it's his mom, it's all he's got, you know, and he's like 12. So I don't expect him to make a perfect choice in that matter. And so we see that he gave it up, or so he thought. He gave it up. I'm still trying to figure out when the switch happened. I really, really am, because I don't get, oh, it must have been, anyway, I'll come back to that. So anyways, we see that Adar thought he got the sword, and it's very interesting. I think the way that Adar acted when he got it, like he kind of got teared up. Like you saw, he got like emotional when he got a hold of it. It's like he didn't even care about anything else. Like the orcs didn't matter in that moment, nothing. He was just like, I have this thing back, I need to go. And it was still the sword at that point. That's right, he was still holding the sword. So off he went, and we see that, well, he was about to leave, and then thank God, at long last, the cavalry arrived. That was a really epic battle scene with them coming in on the horses and having that Galadriel. Jeez. Oh, my Lord. My Lord. Woo! She is just, I love seeing her in battle scenes. That thing where she just dodged like whole arrows and spears by just slatting sideways on the horse like she's some kind of Cirque du Soleil mistress. Like, are you kidding me? Woo! God, it was so fun to watch. And again, just kudos to the choreography for that. And yeah, she just kind of blazed through along with everybody else, thankfully. And then like once she kind of took care of some of the riffraff, she was like, I'm going after their leader, right? So I was like, dude, if you think you're outrunning Galadriel, even if you manage to outrun her initially, that woman literally has nothing else. She eats, breathes, and sleeps revenge, okay? This is what she's been chasing Sauron for 300 years, girl. He's gonna be after you. She will not get off your ass, sir. You think you have a rash before, you ain't never seen a rash like Galadriel, okay? But anyway, I was like, I know she's gonna catch him, but she did, thanks to Halbrand, actually. Halbrand got smart, circled around, and managed to stop him. And we see that he had a very emotional moment with Adar there. So whatever went on between the two of them, I mean, Adar said he didn't remember him, and I kind of believe he didn't, but I feel like they must have had some kind of there had to be an interaction that was of note. At least it was for Halbrand. There's definitely an exchange there that was it was layered, right? They wanted us to know there was a charged experience. There was more going on. Whether or not Adar was lying about the fact that he didn't remember Halbrand or not will remain to be seen. But still, they definitely let us know that there's a little something going on with Halbrand that don't sit quite right with me at this point, especially considering later on when Halbrand was leaving and Adar again asked him like, who are you? Right? Like the way he said it, it wasn't like I said, like a mocking question. He was genuinely like, wait, you're starting to ring some bells for me here. Or maybe it was something about his air or his essence that made Adar really stop and go, wait a minute, who are you? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was an interesting question mark that they dropped for us to figure out. I'm sure there are theories out there. If you've got some theories, please drop them below. And anyways, she gets it back. Galadriel gets a chance to finally question this guy, and we get a little bit of history around how the orcs were created, the first orcs. Of course, we know a little bit of this from the Lord of the Rings movies, but it's kind of cool to hear it from a first-person perspective. And the thing I really thought was interesting about that whole scene with Adar is that, of course, coming in, watching the Lord of the Rings movies, and even watching this series, is very easy. Like, those movies did not leave any room for us as an audience to see the orcs as anything other than these evil, vile-looking creatures that just want to kill everything that's not an orc, right? And I mean, that does make them a villain, in truth, like, considering they were trying to kill every man, woman, elf, hobbit, and otherwise that wasn't an elf or wasn't an orc, automatic bad guy territory, right? However, if you know good storytelling, you know that it's never as one-sided as that. There's no such thing as just a pure villain, right? These things were breathing. They have hearts, they have blood, they're born, even if it is in mud pit, right? They're living creatures, right? And again, they mentioned several times that they call him father, and he calls, and Adar, like they call Adar father, and Adar calls them his children. And that's a very affectionate term to use, because he could have asked for Lord or some other kind of superiority type of title. I mean, father innately, of course, creates a hierarchy, but you get my point. It's an affectionate hierarchy. And so hearing him speak from his perspective and basically say that, like, and we find out that, obviously some elves were taken by Sauron and tortured and twisted into what are orcs today. I don't know if all the orcs, again, became that or were made of that, but even beyond that, excuse me. And I love that they said that he's one of the original orcs. And it's good to know that, because when you look at the orcs we see now, right, they're all, like I said, they're disfigured, they're hideous, they just look misshapen and ugly, whereas Adar, for the most part, looks like an elf, right? He's still a fairly normal-looking elf, but for the pale skin and the fact that he now has black blood. So it's interesting to see that that's how we started, and then it kind of devolved, I'm assuming, as it kept, more iteration of orcs came along into what we see now. But coming back, the fact that he feels some affection for these orcs and says, these are my children, I've sacrificed my children, and then talks about how he's like, Sauron had his own mission for what he thought was supposed to happen in Middle Earth, and that's when he went north and took some orcs with him, but some stayed behind with me, because I said that, like, he's like, I gave him all of my children, or a bunch of my children, to sacrifice and do whatever it was to get this power he kept talking about going, but when it didn't happen, I basically said, I'm not sacrificing any more kids for you, I'm just going to try to, like, establish our home, and you go off to the north and do what you're going to do. So very interesting that if he's telling the truth, that basically he broke off with Sauron, is like, I'm not going to help you no more. Like, you do your thing, you go north and try to figure out your unworldly power or whatever, and I'm just going to stay here. And the fact that he said that the orcs are still breathing, they're living, breathing creatures that have every right to draw breath just like you do, and they deserve a home, right? Like, that's very powerful. It's a very powerful sentence to say. And as I said, as an audience, what we've seen in the movies, what was presented to us, orcs are very much, they're evil. Right? We don't, like, the movies made sure to give us such a dissociation from them that we didn't care about seeing them mowed down in droves, right? But to think about it, again, if you're thinking about true storytelling, there's an orc side of the story too. They didn't ask to be created, right? Like, from the sounds of things, even the original orcs were elves that were held captives, kidnapped, stolen, tortured, and twisted into this thing against their will. So it's like, now, just because they want to continue to survive, like the orcs that are, even the ones that are bred in the mud pits, they came into this world as this thing. They didn't ask to be it. This is what they are. And they're automatically hated by the world because of how they came to be. They're slaves to Sauron, right? That's the way he sees them. And we saw Adar says, I don't see them as slaves. Sauron did. I didn't. I saw them as living, breathing creatures like me, who were put in this position. We didn't ask for it, and we're just saying we deserve to have a home. And if you think about it from their point of view, when you think about it, right, like I said, the whole world already hates you because of this war that happened ages ago. You just want to exist. No one's letting you exist because they think you're evil. They just want to come and kill you all. So wouldn't you kind of feel like the only option you have is to just wage war on all the humans or whoever else is there and push them out and take the land back for yourself so you have a place to live and exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, that speech really made me think that Adar really doesn't have the global vision, so to speak, of like, I'm going to take over the world and the whole world's going to be covered in dark. No, he was just basically like, I want a home. I want to be in a position where I have a home. My brothers, I should say my children have a home. And we don't have to ever worry about y'all coming over and trying to kick us out of our home for no other reason than the fact that we exist, right? And when you look at it that way, it kind of feels like, it almost feels a little bit like Galadriel's a bit of a jerk. Right? Because you saw that for everything that he was trying to bring up as a point of like, we deserve to live, we deserve to draw breath, we deserve to do this. And she kept countering with like, you're an abomination, you never should have existed, you don't deserve to live. That heavy hatred and prejudice in her heart, right? She doesn't want to hear what Adar's saying. She's not even trying to empathize with him. And when you hear the way Adar was talking to her, he wasn't talking down to her. He wasn't being facetious. He was literally tears in his eyes looking at her like, I'm trying to explain to you how we got here. I'm trying to explain to you what we're doing here. And I know you're not going to hear me because you, like many other elves, look down on me and look down on us, and that's why we're here. And so I was like, I just found it so interesting taking it in. I'm like, damn, I never thought about that. And it's hard to think about that because we see how much death and destruction that they bring in the movies. But when you do think of it from his point of view and his group of orcs, you kind of get where they're coming from, right? It's not that far-fetched that they want just their own little weird corner of the world to just live their existence in, right? So anyway, I thought that was a really cool moment, even though it was quite short. I thought it was a very interesting perspective that that a lot of times we don't get to think of in a movie like this or in a series like this, because like I said, the orcs are almost exclusively presented as problematic when, again, would they be if people just let them be? Would they still be that way if they were left to just exist and do whatever the heck it is that an orc wants to do? Maybe they just want to sit in the swamp and make wax candles out of their earwax and, sing songs while eating bug toothpaste. Yes, I'm referring to Shrek, but you get my point. Anyhow, another interesting thing to come out of that scene was Galadriel saying that she wasn't going to kill Adar, at least not yet, because she wanted to make sure that he was aware of and knew about every last orc that she killed, and basically wanted him to live long enough to hear their screams and watch their blood stain the earth before she finally came and killed him at the end. I was like, Galadriel, do you hear yourself, girl? Do you hear? What? Like we talked about touching darkness back in episode 1, girl. You've done a deep dive. You're swimming down in the depths. You're sitting there looking at some crabs and other things that crawl at the bottom of the depths right now, sis. What? Right? Like, and I love that Adar pointed it out. He's like, interesting. Sounds like we both kind of swimming in this dark place, huh? You sitting there looking down on me like you better than me, but you right here, you sitting next to me in the hot tub, sis. What's up with that? Right? So anyway, she knew it. You saw she had no response to that because she knew it was true. And she even said it back in Numenor when she was talking to Halbrand about touching the darkness. But even I don't even think she realized that she had slipped that far in. And this is the problem with revenge, as I've mentioned in many other shows, if you've watched me react to them, that revenge is a slippery slope, right? It is something where if you're going to take the path of revenge, you got to basically be prepared to forfeit your soul, because you got to do some pretty dark things and usually have to sink to the level of your enemy in order to execute it. So are you willing to do that? And right now, Galadriel really is. And we saw that Halbrand pulled her back from almost killing Adar right there. But I really like that they kind of showed that this is the dark place. This is the weakness in Galadriel that has always been a problem. And as I mentioned in the last episode, in the movie, when we see her faced with the One Ring and the possibility of having it, this is what the ring was calling to. This is kind of what it's referring to, is this darkness that lives in Galadriel with this burning desire for revenge and also her over-righteous journey, right? And the fact that she really is lacking in that empathy that he was trying to elicit, that Adar was trying to elicit out of her in that moment. So anyway, really interesting scene there. I think it was really great storytelling, and I also really just love the way it was played off. The actors absolutely killed it. Outside of that, interesting tidbit with Galadriel and Halbrand basically admitting that they've got some kind of an attraction going on there, maybe. Maybe it's just that whole after battle buzz thing that people get sometimes, but I feel like that was a little bit of an anvil hinting towards them potentially having more than just a working relationship in the near future, but we'll see, because the end of this episode, outside of that, we saw that Theo was saying that he felt a sense of loss losing the sword. And like I said, I love that he was being honest with Arondir. I like that they have this relationship now, especially since it looks like Arondir and his mama are going to just go full-fledged with this relationship. But I think it's great that he's got that male influence, because clearly he's been missing it. And, Arondir's patience is finally paying off with this little boy. And the fact that he admitted, he's like, I felt powerful when I had it, and now that I don't have it, I do miss it. Like, it did make a mark on me. And I like that Arondir didn't judge him. He just said, look, if you want to get rid of its power on you, you have to be the one to sever it. You have to be the one to send it away. I can't, we can take it away from you, but the whole point is you need to take your own power back. And I kind of like the way he handled that. And then of course we saw that him doing that made him realize that, damn, we don't even got the damn sword. But I do still wonder about Theo, because clearly it's still got a hold on him to some degree, but it feels like the side of good is still winning with him. So he's still on probation, but he's definitely erring towards the side of good for me, which is nice. And then of course we had the ending, right? Somehow that dude got a hold of the sword. I'm still trying to figure out when the hell he would have grabbed it. I'll think about it more later, honestly, but yeah, he somehow grabbed it and did a switcheroony when no one was looking, and he went and used it to open up that damn gate, which looks like it's going to flood almost all of the Southlands. And then we saw it also caused the mountain of Mordor to erupt and become active. And as we know, it looks like that sucker never stops being active right up until the movies, the Lord of the Rings movies. So Adar looks like he was happy to hear that happened. He laid down on the ground like he was ready to accept his fate, but a little happy that all of his hard work was not all for nothing. And we saw that unfortunately we lost a lot of people with that, because that volcano is literally shooting out fireballs, and they're gonna have to try to evacuate. But like I said, outrunning lava is not an easy thing to do. And like I said, we saw Galadriel was not messing around, girl. She just stood there like, ain't that about it? I went through all this and then now this damn mountain. Like the look on her face, that was a perfect combination of confusion, anger and then just defiance. Well, she just stood there and the smoke came at her. It was absolutely brilliant. But obviously, this is going to set everyone back quite a bit. They lost some of their soldiers in this case, and obviously a lot of villagers. So what this means going forward, I'm very interested to see. Because yeah, even though she might have potentially taken out a garrison of these orcs, we now see that a whole new jar, a whole new box of Pandora has been opened with this mountain becoming active. So I love this episode. I thought it was really, really good from beginning to end. I think it's definitely one of the better ones we've had all season. So it makes me look forward to what we've got towards the tail end. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and we will see you in the next video.